Hi everyone, I'm Ben, and this is the Board Game Blueprint. I've just arrived on site of Geekway to the West down here in St. Louis at the St. Charles Convention Center, and just about to jump on in. It's a little later in the afternoon than I originally planned for. We've got some awesome people that we're about to go see, but I'll try to give you a quick little taste of what to expect in the mornings, in the afternoons, and maybe at night.
In a sense, this video is 2 years late in that I actually came to Geekway 2018, had some cool footage, but then just, well, didn't have enough. So here we go for Geekway 2019, and as we walk through, we can see the opening area with the badge pickup, where you'll also get the game that won the design contest from 2 years ago, as well as just a bunch of tables being set up that host a couple different events throughout the weekend. We're just passing the different libraries. There is the Play to Win library, which is probably the hottest selection of current games that can be won. All players who sign up, or I should say check out games and put their names onto little cards, had the chance to win them. And I think now we're about to see some of those games. If I had to describe or summarize Geekway in one word, it would be chill. Honestly, I haven't been to any other convention that's had this atmosphere of just leisure, enjoyment, and play. My favorite thing, of course, is that you're free to do a lot at Geekway. There's no set schedule. There are a couple different events, so you will get sort of that convention experience if you're looking for it. But overall, people just congregate or meet up here to play together. I know this was my first year actually playing with a bunch of friends from St. Louis, just because I had always gotten distracted or some other reason, but setting aside the time and almost planning ahead can be really good. However, I have made a lot of new friends each year too, and that's just by way of introduction or stepping up and asking if there's an extra slot at the game on the table. People come from all over to Geekway. In fact, there were some people from Nebraska that I can call off the top of my head. There were some people from Indiana, yes, and I think even farther, possibly Georgia? Maybe not, because I think there's a proto-spiel around the same time. But the idea still rings true that this convention brings in people from everywhere. From what I heard, the attendance was around 3,000 people this year, and that was definitely seen in the days to follow. This first video is taken on the Thursday, and we'll transition into Friday and Saturday and Sunday in a little bit. Oh, that's right. Geekway is always trying out new things, and this year, though they do have the St. Charles Convention Center's kind of food area or a booth, they also had their try at some local food trucks. From what I heard, there was a pizza place, a barbecue one, and a Hawaiian one. Unfortunately, I missed out on all of them and kind of got caught up playing games for most things and skipped a meal or two. Ooh, so I do recommend, yes, bringing snacks and water to help sustain you throughout the day. It is very tempting to continue to play throughout, but always a good idea to think about that self-care, just like at a proto-spiel. Take some breaks, get some rest, and get some food so that you don't collapse at any time. There was a second when I felt a little lightheaded getting up too fast, so just something to be thinking about, even though you're thinking so much about all these games that we're playing. Now, you've seen all kinds of games, and really there is a huge variety. Not only is there the Play to Win selection, but also the main library, which is, I believe, supplied by the nearby store Miniature Market. So I haven't actually been to their location here in St. Louis, but they're an awesome online and, well, physical retailer with tons of games, and we might now just be rounding up on the vendor hall section, which was closed by the time I got there that Thursday, the first day of Geekway. The vendor hall is, again, a little snippet or chunk of what you might see at another show, game convention, like Origins or Gen Con, where publishers have booths and they have wares and demo tables to show off what they're selling. So we not only see big names like Stronghold Games, and we will see Gray Fox Games, but also Broken Token, the custom laser cut insert company, as I heard they're moving down into the area, as well as Level Up Dice, which offer great accessories for your games to be seen. Now, I'll be a little quiet for a little bit so that you can enjoy some of the footage here. I didn't want to zoom past it, as in videos past, we've seen that maybe whipping around too quick in 2 times speed doesn't really get the whole picture or experience. So here we go. Going to conventions with the family is always fun, and I think Geekway is especially because there are, again, tons of games that not only younger players can get into, but also ones that they have the chance of winning, and that's always a really great time. And I think that'll do it for this first half of this video on Geekway.
Oh, hey.
Please join us next week where I'll show off the convention center on the busiest days, Saturday and Sunday, as well as the first time event, the Geekway Game Design Party, hosted by the Game Crafter.